The night before, actually, my brother was murdered, and I had a lot of questions, and that's kind of where my addiction started. And it started with something simple like just smoking a cigarette.
Proudly sponsored by Henjo Truck and Trailer Spares and Hydraulic Whip.
Hello everybody, my name is Linda Stein. I'm from Africa4Jesus. We're a discipleship school. We also do missionaries. We're taking young people, and I'm in a privileged position where I work with them, help them. I run our recovery program with people that struggle with addiction, and I love what I'm doing. But before I got to there, I have to share that I also have a story like everybody else. I've been a heroin and crack addict for 29 years, and I think God's been calling me. He's been trying to reach me for a very long time. I grew up in a home where my father was an alcoholic abuser. My mom used to get nervous breakdowns, and I was just very lost. At the age of 12, I got raped by my uncle, and that same night, or the night before actually, my brother was murdered. And I had a lot of questions, and that's kind of where my addiction started. And it started with something simple like just smoking a cigarette, hanging out with the older children. And I never saw that this negative influence is going to have this impact in my life. I never thought or dreamt that I'll become a heroin addict one day. And as life went on, my mom was also murdered in our house, and there was just so much trauma that was going on. I got married, and my husband was gay, and he walked out. So there's just so many things, and I'm not making any justifications or excuses for what I was. I'm just trying to tell you how confused I was, and that the first choice I've ever made of smoking and hanging out with the wrong influences actually had a big, big impact in my life. And by the time God called me, I was in a rehab called Break Free, and God told me that He wants me to go into missionary. And I thought, God, you must be joking. Me, missionary? Do you know where I come from? I'm that type of person that only disappoints and hurt and, steal and abuse and manipulate. How can you ever use me? But God showed something different, and He sent me off to Africa4Jesus, where I did my first year. And I met this father that meant so much for me that I wanted to delve deeper. I wanted to know more about him. And I just started reading the Bible and started praying and working on this relationship. And I met a father that I never knew existed, a father that really loves and really cares. And still I was asking God, how can you use me? God opened my eyes sometime later as I started working with the young adults, seeing them come in, being immature, having all these problems and struggles, being broken, and how they restore them became the most beautiful thing I could ever see. And I was like, God, I wanted more of this. Today I'm working at Africa4Jesus, and I know that the work I do, not me, but the work that God does through me, using my greatest struggle and turning it into the greatest strength, I can see how people are changing their lives. And I just want to give God all the glory. I think missionary at Africa4Jesus, it's going to be a long-term thing for me. I don't think I'm going to move out there, but I want to give God all the thanks. I'm studying theology at this moment through a company, an American company. I'll probably not get a degree this side, but it doesn't matter. All I want to know is more about God, because I've come to realize that when I teach these young people that I need to know the sound wisdom of God, the sound word of God, so that it can help others. Thank you for listening.